Make way 2020 wide receiving class, because 2021 is here, and boy, this is a great wide receiving class. Like, my rankings, they're going to be shifting all through the year. It is that talented. These guys are that close, and just hang with me. I'm Steven Gardell, better known as Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content, and if you're reading this on the website Fan to Fan Network, just in case you didn't know. So go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. Got a lot of draft content on there, along with just football content in general. Also, I got merch. I got a buddy. He was like, hey, can I make you shirts? I'm like, sure. His link will be in the description below, as well as it's the pinned comment. So if you want to help him out, go do it. So let's talk this receiving class, because it's a banger, and we're going to start with the guy in the thumbnail, JaMarr Chase out of LSU. This guy is a big body defender. He is not slow by any means. He's probably going to be like maybe a 4.52 guy. But like I said, big body. He bodies people with ease. He was 14 of 16 on contested catches with 21 broken tackles. Big play potential. 41 plays. He had 15 plus yards. LSU was pretty darn good last year. Among his hit list included Trevon Diggs, which everyone loved to point to that game when they came to talking about Diggs, and then AJ Terrell, which I think AJ Terrell played him pretty darn good. It's just Chase is that good. You gotta reel back the anticipation. You gotta reel back the expectations this season, because there's no Joe Burrow. It's a new quarterback in town, so it's not going to be like last season. But it's not going to change how he victimizes corners. That will not. At 2, I got Ronald Moore out of Purdue. This guy he's kind of reminiscent of Steve Smith, but I think he moves a heck of a lot better. The guy is super jittery, great lateral movement. It's hard to just get a hand on him, and when you do, the dude is tough. He's like a stinking jacked hamster, maybe gerbil, but he will shrug bigger guys off. Great acceleration, like I said, broken tackle machine. Did most of his damage underneath and screen, slant, slots, so all that short to underneath stuff. Home run threat with the ball in his hands. I like it. I think he could be a vertical threat because he's super fast. It's just, that means Purdue would have to have a competent quarterback that could get the ball downfield. So we'll see that. Obvious concerns with the size and the height, but he's just a special talent. Just special. At 3 is my dark horse, Tamarian Terry out of Florida State. So much so I made a video on him. You should go check that out. But the dude's got strong hands. He uses his body well to get leverage. He's got pretty good long field speed. He's very shifty, as well as you've seen him on screenplays. He can break the big play at any moment. So not just a vertical threat, but he's got great size too. He put on 20 pounds of muscle from January to March. You should go check out those transformation pics, because my boy looking jacked. That's all I'm saying. He averaged 20 yards per catch for his career and 10 yards after the catch this past season. I would like to see an expanded route tree. I don't know if that'll happen with Florida State, though. They'll probably maybe just stick with what he knows best. But he was pretty nasty on slants. The guy can move the chains if you need him to, but guess what? He could get the big play. I was talking about that earlier. People may want to comment on, oh, well, he has some drops. And I think they're focus drops. Like, a majority of the drops I saw came on those screenplays, and it was just more so looking upfield. Basically, he was looking to make the big play before he had the ball in his hands. So very fixable. I'm not worried about focus drops. That's very coachable. At 4, I got Rashod Bateman out of Minnesota. And I had him as high as 2. It's just I really like Moore and Terry that good. Don't take anything away from Rashod Bateman. He won't be as fast as Chase, but he does a lot of similar things. He's coming along as a route runner, but the dude separates with ease. He's very solid at the contested catch. He's good after the catch. He could be better, but he is good after the catch. He had the 3rd highest rate of receptions for 15 plus yards. So don't take anything away from this cat. He outshined Tyler Johnson, who was thought to be a 2nd round pick. this guy's just as special. Jaylen Waddle coming at 5, and yes, it just keeps getting more and more special. Like I said, this is a loaded class. It's super hard to rank him. Guy's got elite speed, elite explosion, might be the best separator in this draft. And you know, if you followed me this past draft season, you know how much I love separation. I had Jalen Reagor so high because the dude can separate. So Waddle is a man after my own heart. Over the last 2 seasons, only CeeDee Lamb, who was picked in the first round, by the way, ranked higher in yards after the catch and passer rating when targeted in the slot. Very smooth route runner. I would like to see more production on the outside, but he's such a special playmaker that I'm not too worried about. There's a size concerns because he's 5'10", 182. But like I said, he's a very special player. And people will maybe want to harp at his production from last season. It was just, he wasn't really on the field a lot last year because they had so many good players. Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, just to name a few. At 6, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown out of USC. This is a guy that maybe could get higher on the list. He's a very interesting prospect because this guy he doesn't have the tools of the guys ahead of him, but he's pretty darn good in his own right. He was primarily used as a short to intermediate threat and kind of exclusively in the slot. But we have seen success on the outside. We have seen success actually vertically. He had 5 of his 6 touchdowns were on throws of 20 yards or more. He was 5 of 6 on contested catches of 20 yards or more. He's a very smooth route runner, and he's very capable after the catch. So just a guy to kind of keep your eye on. Then I have Devontae Smith out of Alabama. Dude, I have a late first round pick on this guy. So that's 7 receivers I think could go in the first round. I think I had as much as 8 last season at one point. So this is a pretty darn good class. So don't be like, why is he so low? It's because everyone's so freaking good. Dude's a great speedster, elite speed. Good at separating, amazing after the catch and vertically. He handled press pretty well. He played majority of his snaps on the outside, so that's how you can tell. Physically, he's very physical at the catch point despite having a pretty slender frame at 175, so I do want to see him put on some weight. But his production did come in bursts, and I want to see more consistency. That could be more of a case of just the situation he was in there at Alabama, where there was a lot of mouths to feed. Tua could only do so much. Tua and Mac Jones. Let's give Mac Jones his dues. So, but he's very thin. I do want to see him add weight to the frame. At 8, I got Chris Enlaive out of Ohio State. Hopefully I didn't butcher the last name too much. I don't think I did though. He does create separation, and I mean he will get like 2 to 3 steps on defenders. It's just an Ohio State thing. They produce really good route runners. He does have an interesting combination of size, speed, and strength. He's 6 foot, 188. I would like to see him add a little weight, but and mainly so because my biggest knock on him is you don't really see much production after the contact. So maybe if he adds more weight, he could handle contact better. But the dude, like I said, polished route runner, strong hands, and he actually has a very good depth of target. So in a very screen-heavy offense, he was actually being targeted more in the intermediate to downfield. So good on you, my friend. At 9, I got Darius Newsome out of North Carolina. Slightly undersized. He's 5'11", 190, so a little undersized, but he was used exclusively in the slot, which I'm like, gosh, I really wish I could see him on the outside. You know, I'd put you a lot higher if you played more than just the slot. I want to see how you handle press, but the guy is very physical in his own right. He was 7'11" on contested catches. He produced well vertically from the slot. He had 9 broken tackles in 2019. Just dynamic with the ball in his hands. Good suddenness and lateral agility. So a lot of that kind of leads me to believe that he can work on the outside, but if not, then you get a very good slot wide receiver. And then at 10, I got the other LSU receiver, Terrace Marshall Jr. He's 6'3", 200. I love the size, the combination of size and speed with him. He should honestly explode this year which I'm I'm thinking they will move him to the Justin Jefferson role, where actually where Justin Jefferson played a lot more in the slot, so he had a lot more space to work with. So that'll be interesting. He was very solid at the contested catch, and he's actually a pretty darn good red zone target in his own right. So yeah, he's here at 10 on the list. But if you want to see my expanded rankings, which has how many people do I have? I got a lot. I'm so in love with this receiver class, I just couldn't put it down. I have 32 receivers ranked. So you're missing out on 22 other prospects if you don't go to the website and check it out. So go ahead and do that. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.